Ooh, welcome everybody to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your Monday Night Raw review for the date of June 26, 2017. And tonight we were in that Los Angeles, California Staples Center, and I mean, every single week, it's like I have to come on here and say the exact same goddamn thing. Raw sucked here tonight. Wasn't terrible, but it sucked. This was not a good show by any means, and people were saying that this was a good show. People that I listen to and people that I respect their opinions on a weekly basis. Joe Cronin show, for example, people that I listen to, and they were saying that this is a good show. I don't see where this was a good show. I do not see where this was a good show. This show was very, very mediocre. And if you're gonna settle for mediocrity, then you might as well not review this show at all. Because especially if you're reviewing these shows, I mean, you need to give your full front, honest opinion. There's no bullshitting around here. Because if the WWE somehow manages to see your content, which I'm sure once in a while they do, they're going to think, oh, we're doing the right thing. Let's keep doing the exact same thing we're doing. And really, you know that this product could thrive. With the roster that you have, modern day WWE, you know that this product could thrive, and under the shit they're doing right now, it can go up, up, up. Sure, we saw some good segments here tonight. Reigns and Strowman did great stuff. Brock and Joe did fantastic stuff. The women's gauntlet match was okay. It was bearable. It was something new. We finally got to see the women in action. It was a better use of the women. We're going to talk about that. And it was the main event. You can give it that as well. And what else? You saw Enzo and Cass and what they did. So there was some good stuff on this show here tonight. And there is no denying that. There is no denying that by any means. There was some good stuff, but does that equal 6.5 rating? I saw some people even giving this show an 8, and I'm just like, oh my god. Because you think about it, and all the boring filler bullshit that we have to deal with in between these good segments. What was Reigns and Strowman? 10 minutes. You saw like 5 minutes of Lesnar and Joe. The Enzo and Cass segment, another 10 minutes. And then what else did you have here? The women's gauntlet match, which was okay. Okay, I would say that the final 10 minutes of that with Sasha and Nia were the only valuable things. What does that add up to? 35 minutes. 35 minutes of a 3-hour show equals a 6.5 out of 10? What? Does that make any sense? Does that equal anything with all these commercial breaks and all this garbage filler bullshit? These 6-man tags. I mean, it's the copy and paste 6-man tag every single goddamn week. And there were 2 of them here tonight. You take Rivalry A, Rivalry B, combine those 2 rivalries, magic 6-man tag. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Where is the excitement on this show? There's no excitement unless you're a Reigns, and unless you're in a feud with Roman Reigns, or you're in a feud with Brock Lesnar, or Vince McMahon is high on you like he is on Enzo and Cass, and he cares, at least for now, about what he's doing with you. You're not gonna be doing anything exciting on Monday Night Raw, bro. You're not gonna be doing anything exciting on Raw, and it shows. It really does show. Look at a feud like Reigns and Strowman compared to a feud like Elias Samson and Finn Balor. What were Elias Samson and Finn Balor doing here tonight. They were in some random 6-man tag with the Hardys and Cesaro and Sheamus. And I'm taking nothing away from that match. It was a decent match, but we see it every goddamn week. We see these 6-man tags every goddamn week. And I don't know, but last time I checked the calendar, it's June, not November. We're not building to the Survivor Series, so why the hell are there all these 6-man tags coming out of nowhere, bro? Why? Why? It makes no goddamn sense to me. Makes no goddamn sense to me. Instead of having Elias Sampson and Finn Balor doing something unique, maybe Finn Balor addressing Elias Sampson for the attack, maybe questioning why Elias Sampson would attack him. No, none of that. Finn Balor has no aggression. He's just gonna go into a random 6-man tag with the Hardys. I mean, who books this television? Who books this television? Finn Balor got attacked out of nowhere by Elias Sampson. He has nothing to say about it. Absolutely nothing to say about it. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But I mean, Monday Night Raw for you, it's mediocre. It's mediocre. That's what I have to say about the show. It was a mediocre show. 4.5 out of 10 is what I would give this show. But am I going to settle for mediocrity? No, because if I was, then I would be submitting to the machine like all these suck-ups out there are. There's only a select few in the YouTube wrestling community, a Joe Cronin, a JD from NY, a select few who will voice their opinion and say exactly what they think about this product. And what I have to say is that it was mediocre, and if you settle for the mediocrity, then that's exactly what you're gonna get. Mediocrity. You're gonna be spoon-fed this mediocre bullshit, and that's exactly what's going on Monday Night Raw every week, and I'm not gonna settle for it. And that's why I'm coming on out here and telling you that this show was at best. At best. Mediocre bullshit. That's what I saw in this show. And hopefully, those of you who thought this show was good and saw some good things in the show can listen to me and you can watch this review in all fairness and you can contemplate. Leave your comments down below. Tell me where you thought this show was, where you thought I was unreasonable, I should say. Where you thought I was unreasonable. Leave your comments in the comment section below. What did you think about Monday Night Raw here tonight? Because I am very, very, I'm very interested to see what you guys think. Because I saw a lot of people saying 6, 5.5, and I'm just like, where are these ratings coming from? I do not agree with these ratings whatsoever. And then there were other people saying this show is garbage, and I'm like, there you go. There you go. So I don't know. I'm in between. I'm saying it's mediocre, but still, when Monday Night Raw could get better. I don't know why we are getting shows like this and why people are praising this show like this when this was really a show that had a lot of flaws and a lot of errors. And we're going to talk about that, but let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Let's start from the beginning of the show here. It was live from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, June 26, 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw. And this show was started off by Roman Reigns, who we saw come out to "We Want Strowman" chants. He said that last week on Raw, Samoa Joe finally locked in the Coquina clutch on him and put him to sleep. And afterwards, Braun Strowman came in and picked the bones, because he picked him up and he power slammed him, of course, or whatever the hell it was Strowman did last week. And when he was already done, that was after the match, when Roman Reigns was already done, like a coward, and challenged him to an ambulance match. He says an ambulance match is a match he's never been in before, but he accepts. He promised to take Braun Strowman straight to hell before an ambulance, the same ambulance sound that we heard last week, backed up by the entrance ramp. Reigns, he walked up to it and opened the door, revealing no one inside, but of course, Braun Strowman came from behind. Strowman threw him on the ramp brutally, Reigns, he of course tried to make his Superman comeback out of nowhere, but it did not happen. Strowman threw this guy, launched him, I should say, launched him into the side of the ambulance, looked absolutely great, launched him into the side of the ambulance, opened up the doors, threw Reigns inside, and closed the doors, and the ambulance drove away. That was really, really cool. And I did enjoy that segment. I'm not all negative. I wish they would have done a little more. I wish they would have gotten a little more brutal, especially considering the way they booked Roman Reigns to take all this punishment. Just throwing him onto the side of an ambulance is going to have him be done. Is going to, because they were saying if Strowman did it that easily tonight, imagine what he's going to be able to do in the ambulance match. I wish Strowman would have did a little more. I wish Strowman would have gotten a little more physical. Same thing last week. What did Strowman do? Came in, picked him up, reverse chokeslam or whatever the hell he did. I think that was the move he did. Tonight, came in, threw him on the entrance ramp, threw him on the side of the ambulance, threw him into the ambulance, done. It's very simplistic. I wish they would get more physical here. So I do have a complaint. It wasn't a perfect segment. And, I mean, you really could get more physical, especially when you consider the history of these two men and the fact that they have gotten more physical. I don't know. Maybe WWE is trying to be more reserved because Strowman did legitimately get an elbow injury. Maybe he's still recovering from that and it's still a little too early for him to be getting as physical as he did when he was flipping over a goddamn ambulance. But, I mean, it was a good segment, and I did enjoy what they did here. And I'm telling you, when Reigns is with Strowman, I enjoy Reigns' work. Besides that, Roman Reigns as a babyface is complete bullshit. Unless he's coming out like he did last week and spewing that heel verbiage at you like it was last week, saying, oh, I beat everybody on this roster, so at SummerSlam, I'm taking my Universal title. Those are the only times I like Reigns. When he's feuding with Braun Strowman, because the intensity is there between these two, and when he is acting like a heel, because Roman Reigns needs to turn heel. But good segment here. Elias Sampson came out, and he sung his song with Sheamus and Cesaro by his side, saying that usually he's a solo act, but under the bright lights of Los Angeles, he will give them all the song that they need. That's, of course, when the Hardys came out, he started playing his guitar. The Hardys made their entrance, and this led to a mundane six-man tag, Finn Balor and the Hardys versus Elias Sampson and Cesaro and Sheamus. Nothing to say here, really. Josh Duhamel, or whatever the hell his name is, from Transformers Last Night, which what I'm hearing is, from the critics at least, what I'm hearing is an absolutely awful movie, but he joined the commentary table, Josh Duhamel, and this was a basic copy and paste six-man tag here with the faces winning after Balor got the tag for his series of moves, and then eventually the coup de grace on Cesaro for the 1-2-3. So really nothing special here between these two or these rivalries, and these are rivalries that I am very interested in. Cesaro and Sheamus and the Hardys, they've been putting on some good work when they actually do get to engage in matches, but there's really nothing interesting here because they're just in these copy and paste scenarios. Didn't we see Cesaro and Sheamus and the Hardys inserted into a six-man tag with Dean Ambrose and The Miz? It's just like they're just mixing up the wrestlers week in and week out, and it's the copy and paste formula that's just pissing me off here. Finn Balor and Elias Sampson, that's a feud I was interested in seeing continue. Instead, no progression here, just an average six-man tag that we see every goddamn week on Monday Night Raw. So what am I supposed to say here? What am I supposed to say? And the answer to that question is nothing, because I have nothing to goddamn say here. I wanted to see these rivalries continue, but unfortunately I didn't, because this is the way Monday Night Raw wants to portray what was once one of their brightest stars. He was last year when he came in last summer, Finn Balor. Finn Balor, who's one of their brightest stars, when it came in last summer, and what happened to him is what I'm worried is going to happen to Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown. They blended him in with the rest of the roster, and now he's just basic old Finn Balor. There's not a fresh coat of paint on him anymore. Now he's just basic old Finn Balor. Blends in with the Seth Rollins and the Bray Wyatt and the Roman Reigns, and really just nothing special there. And that's what Monday Night Raw does to every single guy who comes in, and it's really damaging to their product, and that's why I really don't care what happened here. I really do not care. Goldust had another promo, and he said it's showtime, saying that there's something truly magical in the air. Can you feel it? Can you taste it? Tonight the Shattered Truth airs. He says he understands a feeling of stage fright, but a true performer like him knows that when the light goes on, he must perform. So the Golden Age is back. That leads us to Goldust versus R-Truth, which actually never even happens here, because Goldust came out with the full gold suit like it was goddamn 1997 again. All he was missing was the wig. This would have been a damn good segment if Goldust was wearing that blonde wig. I love that blonde wig, but he was not wearing it. But Goldust, they did do some unique stuff when it came to the presentation. He was wearing the gold suit with the white, I don't even know what you call them, with the white pattern on it. It looked cool. And he had a cameraman, his own cameraman, of course, like recording the Shattered Dreams or the Shattered Truth production. And this cameraman was dressed in gold, which he used the cameraman to protect himself from Truth and take advantage before the match even started. Cameraman never even got out of the goddamn ring. He was in the middle of the ring the entire time trying to perform, or record, I should say. And that allowed Goldust to take advantage. He just beat the shit out of R-Truth, and it was over. So, really nothing too much here. I like what they're doing with Goldust. Get me that blonde wig, and I will be fully invested in what they're doing with Goldust. It looks like he's going back to that gimmick that helped kick off his career, and I'm interested to see it. I'm not against it. But I mean, really nothing too special here between R-Truth and Goldust. And it looks like R-Truth is going back to his gimmick from 2011, where he was just pissed off at everything, and there was a conspiracy against him. But I don't know. He says that R-Truth is going to get got. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Anyways, here, Paul Heyman was interviewed about Brock Lesnar being here, saying that his client will be here, and he will call out Samoa Joe until Samoa Joe locked his arm around Heyman. This is what I love about Samoa Joe. And he said to Heyman that tonight the Coquina clutch is meant for his client, Brock Lesnar. I love Samoa Joe. Love Samoa Joe and that heel shit. On to what was probably the goddamn worst segment of the night. This was absolutely goddamn terrible. Miz TV with some scrubs who literally no one in the WWE crowd knew of. These guys came out to goddamn booze. Miz, noticeably here, was without his entourages, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, which we'll talk about in a minute. But that seems to have been a one-time thing. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. Miz is invited. The only person who has been... He said that the only person who has been talked about as much as him this year, and that's his guest according to him, it's LeVar and LaMelo Ball. These two wackos come out to the audience, to booze from the audience, I should say. They then welcomed Lonzo Ball. Miz sucked up for a while, calling it a partnership with the LeVar. LeVar said that Miz isn't on their level. That's just a bullshit argument. LeVar seemed like a fucking crazy motherfucker, but he says that he threatened to fight Miz for the goddamn IC title, took his goddamn shirt off. Miz was getting ready for a fight, and one of the kids, he dropped a goddamn N-bomb, and that's what pissed me off, because people were justifying, just because he said the N-word, or twice actually he said it. So he wasn't holding back. He wasn't thinking about what he was doing on Vince McMahon's television show. I'm sure they won't be invited back. But he was dropping the N-bomb, and some people took that as justification to declare this segment as good and crazy. No, there was nothing good about this segment. Just celebrity goddamn rubbish that did nothing to further the feud of Dean Ambrose and The Miz. Dean Ambrose came out with a baller t-shirt saying some shit about balls, making a goddamn dick joke. Really just embarrassing bullshit. I mean, who the hell tunes into Monday Night Raw to watch this garbage? I tune into Monday Night Raw, or at least I would think that people tune into Monday Night Raw to see goddamn wrestling. What do I get every week? This bullshit. Jesus Christ. 1 minute they're feuding with goddamn, or Miz is teaming with the goddamn Bear. The next minute he's in the ring with LeVar and LaMezzo Ball, or whatever the hell their names are. I don't fucking know. Apparently they have something to do with basketball and the NBA draft or some shit like that. And 1 minute he's in the ring with this asshole, and this guy is challenging for the IC title. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Absolutely awful segment here, and only thing I was thinking during this segment is, why are all these balls on my television? I'll leave you with that one. Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, and The Miz versus Dean Ambrose and Rhino and Slater. What do I say? What do I say? Another meaningless six-man tag. Only good thing that happened here was that Bo Dallas got a win here for the first time in God knows how long. Jesus Christ. It was when Axel hit Rhino as the illegal man, allowing for a roll-up, and Bo Dallas got his first pin since, I don't know, since Roman Reigns was actually liked by the crowd. I don't fucking know. So, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Bo Dallas getting his first one in God knows how long. How long have we waited for this moment? I don't think anybody's been waiting for this moment, because WWE has done jack shit with Bo Dallas. Hopefully they do start doing something with him. But besides that, this six-man tag was absolutely pointless and just an exclamation mark on the bullshit segment we had seen prior. Jesus Christ. Enzo Amore, probably one of the best segments of the night here. Enzo Amore came out and made his entrance by himself for the first time, saying that he's not doing too good. But this isn't about him. He says that this is about the realest guys in the room. Revealing his Enzo and Cass shirt, he says that he has tried to contact Cass all week, but he wants to talk to him man to man. Cass came out with the same theme music. They haven't done anything. He came out with that shirt he usually wears, that overshirt he usually wears. It was just black, no Enzo and Cass logo on it or anything. So, Enzo said that he knows that the reaction that Cass is getting hurts him, like what Cass said to him hurt him. Enzo admitted that Cass was right about a lot of the things he said. He says that Cass was his brother, and that's a bond that he refuses to break, leaving WWE aside, talking about life. Enzo said that in Cass's face he saw love and passion, and the last time that he saw that love and passion was when he was knocked out on a hospital bed after a pay-per-view, which obviously was a reference to him getting knocked out in that match with the Vaudevillains at, I believe, Payback of 2016. But Enzo says that he refused to break that bond before he and Cass become tag team champions, and that's when Cass picks up the mic and said that Enzo never knows when to shut up. Cass said that after what he did last week, he has never been ashamed of himself more. And yes, Enzo is loud and annoying, but they are brothers, so he is sorry for everything he said and did, asking Enzo to accept his apology. They shook hands and hugged, with Cass saying that if anyone thought that they would throw away a lifetime of friendship, there's only one word to describe you: SAWFT, soft. I've never done that before on this goddamn show. I feel ridiculous. But Cass, he had me fooled. He had me fooled. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Cass had me fooled, and I was like, what the fuck? After all the shit you did last week, after that bullshit way you ended Monday Night Raw last week, with them breaking up and that illogical decision, you realized that it was illogical, and you're just doing a complete 180 here. It just goes to show you how little they think of their product. And I was ready to come on here and completely bash them, but that's not what happens. That's not what happened here. I was wrong, and I actually Cass waited, I should say, if I could get a word out here. Cass waited until they got till the very end of the entrance ramp to once again turn on and attack Enzo, picking him up in a gorilla press and sending him rolling down the entrance ramp. It looked absolutely brutal, and I mean, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. They had me swerved. I was actually watching an episode of Swerve before Monday Night Raw here tonight. That was a damn good show. I don't know why they won't make season 3 of it, but there is a lawsuit concerning that show. But I mean, damn good segment between these two. I'm interested to see where this goes, but I mean, really, what are you gonna do here? Because you know that Enzo isn't going to put up a viable fight or a believable fight against a guy the size of Big Cass, especially the way Enzo has been booked to just take the pinfall over and over and over again. You know that you can't see a viable fight coming out of this. I don't see it. So I don't know what they're going to do here. There's been rumors of Big Show and Big Cass going at it, and Enzo being at the corner of the Big Show. I can totally see that. But I think there is going to be a little squash match at Great Balls of Fire between these two. And it's going to be interesting to see. But they made Enzo look like a goddamn idiot here. And I mean, that's exactly what Big Cass called him, a fucking idiot. So Enzo tried to make up with Big Cass, looking like a fucking goofball. Obviously, after somebody kicks you in the goddamn face like that and says all that shit that they said to you, that person is cut the fuck off. But no, Enzo, this is a brotherhood. When we sit down at that table, we were brothers. Nah, bro. And Big Cass proved that here tonight. But that's besides the goddamn point. That is besides the goddamn point. Where the hell are my Raw notes? Well, I accidentally deleted them. Thank God there's a recently deleted on the iPhone. But here we are. Yes, here we are. Next segment here, Cass. Oh, this was interesting. Big Cass went to commentary saying that he should snap Corey Graves' little pencil-drawn neck for what he did last week. But Angle says that Cass can't lay a finger on him, and he was wondering, he's like, what heat do you have on him? What dirt do you have on him? That was very, very interesting, the way Cass went up to Corey Graves, but I mean, it's looking good for Cass. I mean, he's getting more heel heat than he ever has. I mean, it's looking good for Cass. It looks like he got a big future. So what Corey Graves did probably helped him getting out of that tag team. But I don't know. Kurt Hawkins versus Seth Rollins. Rollins obviously won this match with Bray Wyatt cutting another one of those promos about absolutely nothing. Only thing he said of relevance here is that he challenged Rollins to a match on July 9th, which is obviously the date of Great Balls of Fire, which I gotta mention it every single time I do a review, is a bullshit name. But that's besides the point. Let's just move on to the next segment here. And this was the next best segment. Paul Heyman was in the middle of the ring. This was the best segment of the night by far. Paul Heyman was in the middle of the ring to introduce his client as the Beast, who instokes fear in everyone who steps in the ring with him, except Samoa Joe. He talks about the cheap shots that Joe got on Lesnar 2 weeks ago, proving Samoa Joe is a Samoan dumbass. He said, the bathroom break is over. This is the time for you to hit record, because tonight Brock Lesnar comes out for a fight. And Brock Lesnar did indeed come out to a fight, because Brock Lesnar made his entrance. Immediately, Joe attacked him from behind. COQUINA clutches in. Lesnar tried to escape. Actually got out of it a couple times. Pushed Joe. Shoved Joe into the LED ramp or LED board that they have that displays the names under. He pushes Joe into that, but Joe continues locking in the COQUINA clutch repeatedly in Brock Lesnar's face, red as a goddamn bamboo, absolutely red. At one point I thought I couldn't even see him because he was blending in with the Monday Night Raw guy. He was blending in with the Monday Night Raw red color that they have for Monday Night Raw. But Jesus Christ, looked absolutely brutal. Brock Lesnar red as hell, and I love the way they're building Joe up. Joe looking like an absolute beast, and I hope they continue booking him like this after Great Balls of Fire. I hope he becomes Universal Champion, but I doubt it. I mean, the way Monday Night Raw and WWE does their business, I don't think they're going to take the title off of Brock Lesnar, but it would be amazing to see him take the title off of Brock Lesnar, because Samoa Joe, you see him, he brings that legitimacy into the product. And I mean, I said it after WWE, what was it, Extreme Rules, there you go, that pay-per-view. I said it after that pay-per-view went off the air. Samoa Joe is going to put on the best television on Monday Night Raw week after week after week for these 5 weeks leading up to Great Balls of Fire, and that's exactly what we have seen, and that is exactly what happened, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And it's going to be unfortunate to see that last week, next week, end and come to an end, because what we've been seeing is absolutely fantastic from Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. We go to a match that, or just a segment in general that nobody gives a fuck about. Akira Tozawa, or Lince Dorado versus Neville. Akira Tozawa was in the Titus Brand VIP lounge at ringside to watch this match. Neville wins this meaningless match with the Rings of Saturn. Akira Tozawa, who was in a suit, got in the ring. He was ready to face Neville. Titus O'Neil came in asking why would they fight for free when they have a title match at Great Balls of Fire in 2 weeks. I don't care. It's probably going to be a good match at Great Balls of Fire. But what has Akira Tozawa done to win a title shot? I have absolutely no idea. So I don't care about this segment. Cruiserweights, Neville, he's been doing some great stuff with the title, but there's really no investment in these cruiserweights, and of course it's because Monday Night Raw has done nothing of avail with these cruiserweights. Paul Heyman was interviewed about the events of earlier tonight, saying that everything he said about Samoa Joe was true, because Samoans are supposed to be proud, in-your-face fighters, but Joe attacked Lesnar from behind, and if Samoa Joe locks in that COQUINA clutch in 13 days, we will have an ex-champion on our hands. We will have a new Universal Champion on our hands. That's why Brock is backed up against a wall, so Joe won't attack him from behind again. He said that at Great Balls of Fire, it will be a legitimate ass-kicking affair. Samoa Joe will bring Brock Lesnar to the limit. It's not going to be a triple suplex, F5, a good night, 1, 2, 3, good night, everybody, see you later affair. It's going to be one of those nitty-gritty fights where Joe is taking everything out of Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar is taking everything out of Samoa Joe. But in the end, Brock Lesnar will hit a suplex on Samoa Joe. In the end, Brock Lesnar will F5 Samoa Joe, and in the end, Brock Lesnar will still be Universal Champion, and Samoa Joe is going to wake up in that trainer's room, and he's going to say, wow, is that what it's like to be in Suplex City, and his balls are going to shrink into his stomach, and he's going to say, Jolly G, Great Balls of Fire. I love Paul Heyman and his promos. Absolutely fantastic promo by Paul Heyman, just getting me pumped for Great Balls of Fire. Love what he did there. I really am excited for Great Balls of Fire, and at least that match after that promo by Paul Heyman. Alexa Bliss talked to Nia Jax, really meaningless here. She was just sucking up to Nia Jax. She was like, good luck, because me and you have been criticized for the size of our bodies or whatever the hell. Now Alexa Bliss said, who cares? Nia Jax said, I don't need luck. You're right, I don't need luck. I'll see you at Great Balls of Fire or whatever. Women's Gauntlet match. This match could have gone so many other scenarios. So many other scenarios. What happened? What actually happened? Bayley and Nia Jax started things off. We've seen more aggression from Bayley here tonight, but ultimately she felt like a goddamn jobber, and she got hit with the goddamn Samoan drop to end it. So instead of building Bayley up, instead of building her up at least somewhat in this match, she was always going to lose, but instead of building her up somewhat in this match, she falls after her first opponent. I wouldn't have started it that way. Mickie James comes in, clothesline, she's out of there. Dana Brooke hilariously comes in, she immediately taken down, leg drop, she's out of there. They knew she can't wrestle, they don't want her in there. Fantastic decision there. And then Emma comes in, and this is where I get pissed off, because Emma comes in, and under a minute, she hits Nia Jax with 2 drop kicks, going for a crossbody off the top, and she gets caught into the Samoan drop. And that's where I'm angry. That's where I'm angry, because instead of doing something great, and having Emma, who we haven't seen fully in a good program in months, she was fantastic in NXT, and someone who got sidelined when she came up to the main roster with an injury. Instead of showcasing her and making her a priority, what do? You fucking job her out to Nia Jax. And I'm telling you, if you would have gave that opportunity to Emma to get a roll-up or something on Nia Jax, and get that 1, 2, 3, she could have put on a classic with Sasha Banks, and you could have really had her showcase there. But no, you want to blend her in, you want to make her this nobody on Monday Night Raw, and that's what pisses me off. Instead, you're putting a Nia Jax over, why would you have Nia Jax dominate this match? Nia Jax is absolutely awful in the goddamn ring. What I would have done here is you started off with Bayley and Mickie James, and Bayley and Dana Brooke. You have Bayley run through you started off with Nia Jax and Mickie James, and Nia Jax and Dana Brooke. You have Nia Jax run through both those women. That's when Bayley comes in. Bayley puts up a fight. Bayley gets the 1, 2, 3 on Nia Jax. Bayley moves on to Emma. Emma and Bayley fight it out, and Emma, through nefarious means, she does some dirty trick, and she manages to beat Bayley. That leads us to Sasha Banks and Emma, and they fight it out amongst each other, and in the end, Sasha Banks comes out on top, like what was originally going to happen anyways. Sure, what Sasha Banks and Nia Jax did was okay. I really cannot stand Nia Jax in the middle of that ring, though. I mean, it was probably the best they've put on, and they've had a lot of goddamn matches. Probably the best thing they've done in a match, but really nothing special here. Sasha Banks locked in a bank statement, which looked cool. Nia Jax was on her knees, her back was arched, and Sasha Banks was pulling on her throat. It looked cool, and she tapped out, but in the end, there was really nothing. There was really nothing here. Kurt Angle came out afterwards, congratulated her. Alexa came out, drop kick. Sasha holds up the title. Really nothing. Really just nothing. And that's all I have to say about that gauntlet match. Nothing. It was okay, but in the end, it could have been booked a lot better. Because usually a gauntlet match is the face. The face builds her way up. The face builds her way up. And there's always supposed to be a face-heel dynamic, and I feel like that's what you would have had if you would have booked this correctly at least. But nope. You have Emma jobbing out. You have Bayley jobbing out. 2 people who shouldn't be jobbing out. Mickie James jobbing out as well, not looking special at all. And it really makes no sense to me. It really makes no sense to me. But that's besides the point, because I'm going to end this Monday Night Raw review off here. Jesus Christ. Am I tired after this Monday Night Raw? Like I said at the beginning of the review, it was a mediocre show, but why should we settle for mediocrity? Because if we do settle for mediocrity, what the people of Monday Night Raw and people writing Monday Night Raw are going to say, they're going to be like, well, it's okay, they're okay with what we're doing, so let's just keep giving it to them that way. And when the show can be drastically better, when you have NXT doing it drastically better, what the hell are you going to say about that? So, I mean, really mediocre show. If I had to give it a rating, it would be a 4.5 out of 10. Really nothing too good on this Monday Night Raw, and I was so busy ranting about all this crap that I didn't give you my plugs at the beginning of the show, so let's do it now. Last week, or the week before a little bit, Sunday, we had Money in the Bank review and results. Money in the Bank pay-per-view review. So make sure to go check that one out. Money in the Bank review and review. Raw and Smackdown reviews for last week were up. You had Behind the Mic. Behind the Mic up on, what do you call it? Behind the Mic up on Sunday. It was up on Sunday instead of Saturday. Usually up on Saturday, but it was up on Sunday. I was late with that one. Sorry. Episode number 25 of Behind the Mic. We were talking about Roman Reigns taking the Universal title from Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam and going on to WrestleMania 34 to face John Cena. That was big news. Also, Mauro Ranallo returning to the WWE and going to NXT. We were talking about that. So all that big news, talking about that on Behind the Mic, episode number 25. It's usually up each Saturday, Sunday this week, so I'm sorry for that. But, of course, make sure to stay tuned for that. Go check out the Twitter of Ringside Wrestling. We were tweeting a lot during this Monday Night Raw in particular. Ringside Wrestling, Raw, Smackdown, pay-per-views. We're tweeting all about that Twitter account of the same name. Of course, if you like what you're seeing here, make sure to like. Like I said at the beginning of the video, please comment what you thought of Monday Night Raw tonight. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for all that good content and so much more, as well as clicking that notification bell in case YouTube fucks up a little bit, because they love to fuck up on YouTube. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I got for you on this Monday Night Raw review. I hope you enjoyed every single little thing that you heard in this review, because for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Monday Night Raw review, and this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. And for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I'll see you here tomorrow for SmackDown Live review.